Hit that subscribe button, guys, for the latest in boxing. So according to BoxingScene.com, they interviewed Mr. Dillian Whyte, and they quoted him a quote that he said, "I'd like to fight the likes of Manuel Charr." Now, Manuel Charr is the WBA regular heavyweight champion of the world, and I believe he's going to be facing that guy who I don't understand why he's still fighting, that Okendo guy, Fresno Okendo, I believe his name is. I always mess up his first name, but he's going to be defending his regular WBA championship against him. Now, the only reason why I would think Dillian Whyte would want to fight Manuel Charr is because Manuel Charr holds the regular WBA belt, and when Dillian Whyte fights him and beats him, he would win a version of the heavyweight of a heavyweight belt, of a major heavyweight belt. Now, as we know, with the WBA, I think there's like 3 versions of that belt. Normally for each boxing organization, there's just one belt, right? That, like, there's the IBF belt, the WBC belt, the WBO belt. But when it comes to like the WBC and the WBA, like you got the WBC belt, but then you got like the WBC Diamond belt, and with the WBA you got the WBA Super belt, the WBA regular belt, and I think there's another one. Now, I don't necessarily count Manuel Charr as a champion because the only guys I truly count as champions is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, because Manuel Charr hasn't fought anyone or defended his belt against anyone legit. But like I said, the only reason why I would see Dillian Whyte wanting to even face this guy is because he has a version of a belt. Now, if they do fight, that would be an easy fight for Dillian Whyte. Manuel Charr is made for Dillian Whyte. And it's kind of sad that Dillian Whyte has to try and get a belt, a version of a belt, versus somebody like Manuel Charr. And the only reason he is probably, like I said, the only reason he's desperate to even go as low as to fight someone like Charr for his regular WBA belt is because he's been begging to try and get a fight with Deontay Wilder, and he already knows that Wilder's probably just going to avoid him or duck him. He's been trying to get that fight for over a year. Still hasn't happened. And he probably, I think it's more realistic for him to get the Joshua fight just because he's promoted by Eddie Hearn. He's fought Joshua before, and I would imagine that Joshua would be more willing to defend his belts against Whyte than somebody like Wilder, because Wilder has shown many times that he's not interested in facing Dillian Whyte anytime soon. But when it comes to Joshua, he already fought him already, and he said that he will want to give Dillian Whyte a rematch. So I think he would be more willing to fight him. But what I think of this match, if it did get made, again, I think this is kind of sad if it did get made, just because I feel that Dillian Whyte would only want to fight Charr just because he wants that at least one version of a belt. Maybe Dillian Whyte feels, well, if I can never fight Joshua again, and if Deontay Wilder ducks me my whole career, for the rest of my career, let me at least become a champion by beating Charr, because then he's the only other guy who has a belt, right? So then if I beat him, I could at least say I was a champion. And that's kind of sad, because realistically he should have fought Deontay Wilder for his WBC belt, but instead it looks like they're trying to get Tyson Fury. So yeah, it's kind of sad, man.